Hi, this is Dr. Gary. Welcome to the Daily Tune-Up today. Today we're going to talk about just plain old getting along with other people. You know, each one of us have certain people in our lives that are special, that we kind of gravitate towards or we relate to at some level. And then there's other people in our lives that we don't relate to. The ones I want to talk about today are the ones that we find we gravitate towards, or they gravitate towards us because we have some like-mindedness, or our personalities seem to have good chemistry, or there's just something about that person we feel safe and comfortable with. Once in a while in these relationships we take things for granted, or we think that since our complex equivalency is this and they're so much like us that they probably think the same way we do. How wrong we are. Remember, in our minds, the way we believe is full of literally billions, if not trillions, of bits of information that all make up this very unique mixture of who we are, our belief systems, our personalities, and the way we think. And even if someone else kind of thinks like we do, or talks like we do, or acts like we do, there's still that complex equivalency inside that I talked about earlier in this week that really keeps their perceptions and their ability to understand you okay, but it's not 100%. And then once in a while in these relationships we disagree, or we are upset because we think they said something that they really didn't say, but it sure seemed like it to us. What we have to do in these instances, I've had this happen to myself several times in my life, you're just going to have it happen. And sometimes you're the perpetrator, and sometimes you get perpetrated upon, and you don't like what the other person said, or you think what they said was not what they said. And we've got to just learn to forgive. We've got to understand that as human beings, first of all, if we have someone in our life that we relate to, someone that we like to be around, someone that is a friend, that we're very fortunate. Many times when we're looking at Facebook and we look at our friends page, if you really know those people, you really don't. And most of them, it's just this thing called a friend, and you click on them, it's almost an ego thing of see how many we can get. In real life, friendships aren't to see how many you can get. If you can get through one lifetime with one or two really good friends that you can work through these differences with, you're very, very fortunate. Many people never have that. All those relationships are very superficial. But the ones that really count are when you have chemistry with someone, there's an understanding at almost a soulful level, and there's a comfort in that relationship. And when it goes awry, it can hurt. What you have to do at that time is not only be forgiven, but forgive that other person for hurting you. Or if you're the one that hurt that other person, you have to forgive them for being hurt, and then you have to forgive yourself for not being smart enough to know they had a different complex equivalency than you did, and maybe everything you say isn't as clear as you would like to think it is. So in our friendships, cherish them. And really understand in your life, when you run across that person in your life that's really someone you like, and you just like the way they are, you like the way they talk, you like their funniness or their seriousness, cherish that. Never take it for granted, because there's always going to be a challenge even in those kind of relationships. And remember, you're responsible for what you say. Someone else is not responsible for what you say. If they do not understand what you say, it's your responsibility to clear it up, since you're the one that said it. That's one of the fundamental rules of neurolinguistic programming. Keep in mind, if you're not clear on what you say, you can't expect someone else to totally understand it based upon their complex equivalency and understanding yours, because it's going to be different. Let's work on that today, and let's really focus on really cherishing those people who are our friends. And those people who are not our friends, however, they're Facebook friends, there might be potential there for one of those to be a good friend too. So until tomorrow, this is Dr. Gary wishing you an extraordinary day, and I really appreciate you watching these tune-ups, and thank you for all of your feedback. It is deeply appreciated. Until tomorrow, bye-bye.